Hi guys, so hopefully you can hear me a lot better. First off, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but the whole Dothraki part, I could have sworn they all died in episode 3. Apparently not the case. Like 20 left. And to be honest, I'm actually surprised they're even still with her. Like, that's some loyalty right there. I mean, she sent them out and they got slaughtered so badly. There were like thousands of Dothraki. And in an instant, they all died. Except for apparently like 20. So I know a lot of people are giving hate. Me personally, I thought it was an amazing episode. It truly was. This is the type of thing Game of Thrones is like known for, and they delivered it. Some people didn't like the whole nitty-gritty part. I say it adds to it. When we get to the part where the Hound versus the Mountain, it was pretty epic. The only problem that I had with the Hound and the Mountain was the whole fact that the Mountain didn't die. Like, he was some sort of zombie, and it was like, it was crazy, to be honest. Like, I understand, like, they brought him from death per se. He was lobotomized. If you don't know what lobotomy is, it's basically when they scramble your brains a little bit. So anyway, the whole part about the Hound basically not dying even after he was stabbed in the eye and into the brain. Some people might think that might be unrealistic, but if he's lobotomized, then more than likely he already had a hole in his brain to begin with, because that's part of what lobotomy is. It's when you shove something in the brain and damage it. But still, the whole part where he got stabbed several times in the neck, in the abdomen, and he's still the Mountain. And I understand the whole poetic aspect of it, where the Hound basically jumped off the tower with the Mountain into the flames. You know, it's romanticized, basically. Very romanticized. So the scene that pretty much everyone is talking about is the whole Jaime and Cersei in the dungeons or in the basement. I understand that it was romanticized as well. Brother, sister, lover, incest child in the crypt, the Red Keep, and in the crypt they died together. You know, Jaime looks into Cersei's eyes and tells her that that moment is the important moment of them being together at last. You know, like a lover with another lover, except this one's incest, so it's a little creepy, but ultimately it is what it is, and it's romanticized, and I think it was pretty good. The thing is, though, is you don't see them die, you don't see them crushed. You know, in movies and in real life, some people do survive cave-ins, and that might actually be the case where the cave caves in and they manage to sneak out, and that's something they'll probably reveal in the last episode if they did survive. If they never show the two deceased bodies of Jaime and Cersei Lannister, then more than likely they probably did escape. As in my previous video, I did have a theory in which they survive, at least Cersei survives, and she gives birth to her child in secret in a faraway land, just like Jaime wanted to be together forever, but more than likely it will be Cersei by herself. Keeping in mind that Jaime was stabbed by Euron Greyjoy. This is my theory, of course. This is my new theory, is Cersei surviving and then she comes back in future series. As I previously mentioned, they pulled the Star Wars. Right now, they plans to go back to the Seven Kingdoms creations and then go back forward. Cersei surviving and coming back with a child in a new series would definitely create the basic storyline where her child has the rights to the throne, just like Daenerys Targaryen has a right to the Iron Throne. That being said, it's kind of like one of those back where you started. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was the whole Daenerys essentially turning into the Mad Queen. You know, for those people who have lost someone very close to them and you became erratic for time, you can pretty much relate to Daenerys' situation where she basically went crazy and she turned into the Mad Queen. The one thing I noticed is that even though she did go crazy after she heard the bells. At the same time, but I don't think they actually showed anyone telling her about Plan B, about the bells. There's that one scene where Jon was like, if they surrender, you will stop, right? And she just gives one of those maybe I will, maybe I won't head nods, and and that's all she wrote. I don't think they actually went into full details about if they surrender with the bells, that she should stand down, that the soldiers are going to stand down, everyone's going to stand down. And yeah, that didn't happen. Not even close. Partially, yes, the queen, but also because of Grey Worm. Once again, he lost someone very, very close to him, and he essentially lost it. And yeah, I found it a little comical that Jon kept saying stop, stop, and then he's right there killing people while he's trying to convince everyone else to stop killing people. One of the better things about this episode is that this time they actually had a strategy. Like, they literally lost nobody in the initial assault. Unlike episode 3, where Daenerys just sends everyone out to die, and there was zero strategy at all. I mean, like, none. But at least in this episode, there was a strategy. So about the Arya scene, honestly, I think Arya should have killed Cersei. To be honest though, I would have loved to have seen, like, if Arya was about to assassinate Cersei, but at that exact moment Jaime shows up right there, and then it will be the Kingslayer versus the many-faced assassin. Which actually brings me to another scene. During this whole season, I don't think Arya has ever used any faces, her skills essentially, and I understand that you can't really just go around cutting off people's faces. There's probably procedures to prevent decay of the face, and she might not have any of that, but presuming actually, she's going around stealing faces from behind the back of Jaqen H'ghar and the other members of the assassin society she's a part of. That actually does bring me to, like, why didn't she just steal a face? And she could have easily walked amongst Cersei's ranks and easily just, stab her. I can understand not being able to assassinate the Night King in the same fashion, but considering the Red Keep is consisted of living humans, if you're wearing the right armor, you can get access to anywhere. And considering she's an assassin, she can easily, well, to put it this way, considering Jaqen H'ghar was able to infiltrate Tywin Lannister's army and was able to so quickly and easily, and the fact that he was able to quickly and easily kill a bunch of people to allow Arya and her two friends, Kindred and the other one, I forgot his name, but he had a short-lived character span anyway. Even though his character should still be alive, they pretty much just left him on the side of the road making food. So anyhow, honestly, I'm surprised that Arya didn't use those skills. Like, I actually am disappointed that she didn't infiltrate the Red Keep dressed as one of the royal guards in Cersei's army, because clearly that Arya didn't infiltrate the Red Keep dressed as one of Cersei's guards. That Arya was able to infiltrate the Red Keep dressed as Cersei's guards and just, stab her. Like, so when you get this scene where Daenerys Targaryen just slaughters everyone, and you start seeing bursts of green flames, some people might forget that originally the Mad King hid wildfire under the city. It was mentioned several times that the Mad King wanted to kill everyone. He went crazy and he started suspecting everyone, including the civilians of his city, and he basically went around stashing barrels of wildfire underneath the city, and that's why you see green flames. And I guess the whole point is it's like a homage to the Mad King to emphasize that she has now officially become the Mad Queen. And of course they were building it up anyway, and she was getting paranoid about betrayal. Jon betrayed her, Tyrion betrayed her, was I can never pronounce his name. Varys betrayed her. She feels that the people of the Seven Kingdoms have betrayed her because they have more loyalty towards Jon Snow than towards her, even though she does understand that she's new. She feels that somehow she's being betrayed. Hopefully the last episode they will cover a lot. They will cover a lot of story endings. You know, they won't leave people on a cliffhanger. You know, you get the Arya story, the Jon story, possibly Daenerys being pregnant, the Daenerys story, the dragon story, the Dothraki, Grey Worm. I mean, the list goes on how many people's story needs to be basically put people's mind at ease, or curiosity at ease. I strongly believe that the last episode should be 2 hours, possibly even 3 hours long, like Endgame. That's right, I went there. Because there's so many stories and plot lines that need to come to a close. You know, what happened to Jaime and Cersei, if they did survive, what happened to them afterwards. At least build up to another series. Alright guys, so it's a beautiful day in Miami. It's stormy, it's sunny, and I gotta go back to work because I'm late. Alright, take care guys.